Hello, Internet. This is Bone Carlos coming to you live from the back of a 67 Impala to bring you another, actually not even another, this is my first ever Black Ops 2 commentary. Yay! You know, if I had a production team, fireworks would be going off and the screen would be full of people cheering and clapping and chanting. But I don't. I'm just a dude hanging out, not doing much. So yeah. Before we get started into this video, I'd also like to point out that, all my subscribers, you guys know I did Modern Warfare 3 weapons guides, quote unquote. And I'm also like to ask you guys if you want me to do Black Ops 2 weapon guides. I took a look at the weapons customization system in Black Ops 2 and saw, wow, this is going to be a lot more difficult if I try to do it. But, depending on what you guys say, I will more than definitely give it, my best, big old fist pump into the air and try it. That is, of course, if you guys want me to try it at all. Otherwise, I'll just go back into maybe Call of Duty 101 videos, Dr. Bone series, all that other fun stuff. So yeah, let me know if you guys want me to do Weapon Ops video guides. If not, just tell me and I'll be like, okay, no big deal. By the way, Hellfire missile, probably my favorite kill streak of all Call of Duties aside from the UAV. So far, I haven't tried out all the other ones in Black Ops 2. Anyways, regardless, okay, yeah, so, I really don't have anything serious to talk about. If you guys want me to talk about anything, leave comments down below. I'll be more than happy to take care of it for you guys. But, unfortunately, I don't have anything serious, thought-provoking, or anything like that, since I have been very busy being pulled every which way with gaming. Over the weekend, there was a World Championship StarCraft 2 tournament going on. Woo, Protoss won, Protoss #1. I've been trying to get into level 80 and refer a friend on World of Warcraft, just so he the buddy of mine who referred me could get all his goodies and loots and all that other fun stuff. Obviously, Black Ops 2 came over, been playing that, and Borderlands 2 is still captivating my attention. So I really don't have anything really important to talk about. And instead, what I want to talk about is a story from my childhood, and one that is a story of the very first video game competition I have ever been a part of. Now, this was back when I was in the 5th grade. So, what, 93, 94, 95-ish? I can't exactly remember the exact year that it happened, but the video competition was on Donkey Kong Country for the Super Nintendo. And it was hosted by Blockbuster. Now, for those of you who are thinking, well, can you do a video game competition without internet play? What's up with that? And Donkey Kong Country is only a one-player game. How can you guys figure all this stuff out? How can there be a competition? Well, let me go ahead and explain it to you. Donkey Kong Country, back in my day when we didn't have this fancy internet stuff, game companies, whenever they would do one-player competition, would send cartridges out to whoever was hosting the competition, Blockbuster in this case, and pretty much do an arcade mode. If you guys have played, I think it was in Modern Warfare 2, they had an arcade mode, where you just basically run through the story mode, and doing certain things gives you points. So, Donkey Kong Country, if you got bananas, killed enemies, got lives, didn't die in the level, the faster the time, you got score. Your score was accumulated, and you got a better score, and that's exactly how the competition was. Now, this, like I said, this was like in the 5th grade, maybe early 6th grade. So how early at that point? 10, 11, 12 years old. And the reason I found out is because we, as a family, would go to Blockbuster and we would just rent movies. Parents would pick out one, I would pick out one, my brother would pick out another one. We just watch them family time, all that fun jazz. And I noticed that there were sign-ups for Donkey Kong Country. And I'm like, hey. And I asked my parents, I was like, hey, Dad, is it cool if I sign up for this? I'll need to swing by here, you know, every couple of weeks to compete, and it should be pretty fun. What do you guys think? And they're like, yeah, go ahead and sign it. Not even thinking about it. Just like, yeah, go ahead and sign it. Whatever, I don't really care. I'm like, fine, I'm down. I put my name down, and I think what ended up happening in that particular Blockbuster, there was 24 people that signed up for this game. So the competition was fierce. The best of the best were there from all across the eastern part of the city that I lived in, because there was 3 other blockbusters in that city as well. But anyways, so 20 some odd contestants were signed up to play Donkey Kong Country in a competitive mode. Now, as it turns out, everyone was garbage. I don't want to. Well, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and tell you the final score. The final score was me and another guy getting 20,000 plus points, and the other closest person was 11,000, and then everyone else was like under 7,000. And I can remember, and you know, that's how tight the score was between us two. And I didn't know this at the time when I went and played my first, the first time I went to play. Because I told my mom, I was like, hey, there's a competition going on, I gotta be there at 1. You're gonna drop me off to Blockbuster? You said you were. Everything was cool, right? And she didn't really want to do it because, I mean, who wants to just take their kid over to play video games, right? Like, that's just nuts as a parent to think that you should be able to, you should do that for your child. But anyways, I digress. So anyways, she took me over, blah, 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 blah. And I started playing. I started playing this game, and it was the first, and the game was the first level. The first day was the first level of the game, and I remember I went through it and I damn near got it perfect. The reason I didn't get it perfect is because if you remember in the first level of Donkey Kong Country, the last hole you could fall into, there's a barrel right underneath it. Well, they took that out, and I didn't know that, so I just jumped in thinking, man, I'm doing great, I'm getting plenty of score, I'm going to jump into that barrel, hop up into the next, into a little secret level, and get tons of bananas, a lot more points, right? Yes. No, I fall in, and I die. I lost 500 points right there. And that was just, I was just like, oh, dude, that sucks, but no big deal, 500 points. And then I hear out of the in the background, I hear some kid going, it's like, oh, there should be a barrel there. And I was like, I know, right? But anyways, I continued playing. I did the first stage, and then the guy was up, and obviously he did the exact same thing I did, except he didn't jump into that final pit because he knew there was no damn barrel there anymore. So I was just like, damn it, this guy's up 500 points on me already, and I'm thinking this is gonna be a, you know, I didn't know any better. I'm thinking that's like every point matters, and this and this and that. So it turns out it kind of did, and so anyways, I didn't. That kid was the one that I went neck and neck with. Okay, so it turns out that it was a 3-week thing. So the next weekend, I told my mom, I was like, "Hey, mom, part 2 is coming up. I need to ride there." She just said, "No, I'm not taking you. I already took you last week. No." He's like, and I'm like, "Hey, you know, this is kind of important for me. I really want to do this." And she's like, "Well, if you want to go ahead and walk." I looked it up on Google Maps. It's a 7-mile walk for an 11-year-old. Yeah, and I said, "Okay." So I left. I took my water bottle, made sure everything was safe, everything was hunky-dory. I left, I go, and I start competing. It took me like 3 hours, I think is what it was. I mean, I was 11. I stopped a lot. Whatever. No big deal. So I got there, and then the same guy is there from the first time at the same time. Like, we were like back-to-back competitors. I guess we were scheduled back-to-back. So anyways, he does this whole little thing, and it's the underwater level in Donkey Kong Country. And so I'm doing it, I'm running it, I'm doing my thing, and then I remember, it's like, hey, there's a fake wall here. If I drop down, there's a whole room with bananas, right? And it wasn't no single banana, it was the bunches of bananas. So it was like 10 bunches of bananas. Oh, loved it. I drop down and I start grabbing the bananas, and I hear the kid go, "What? What?" Just like that. And I'm just like, boom, yes. So I finished off that level. I did it. I'm fantastic. I look up at the score, and I'm up like 1,100 points or something like that. You know, and I'm just like, wow, that bunches of banana was fantastic. That was awesome. I got this, right? So anyways, I'm just like, I'm feeling great. I'm feeling groovy. This is awesome. I got this, because you know what? If you win this, you're invited over to the state finals in the Bay Area, about 120 miles away. So I'm really juiced up. I'm really stoked. So come the third day, right? The guy hasn't played yet, but he played on later in the evening. So I was the first one up, which coincidentally, I told my there was a big old to-do because I left for like 8 hours without telling anyone, quote unquote. But after explaining to my dad, everything was great, and my mom was happy to take me to Blockbuster for the 3rd round of the game. So round 3 shows up. All right, I go and compete. I'm the first one scheduled. Everything's hunky-dory. I get there on time. I do it. I do what I have to do. I know that the game has been tight. The scores have been close. but I'm still have a significant lead. So all I have to do is play the game that I'm used to playing. Don't die. Grab as many bananas as possible. Grab the Kong letters, as many Kong letters. Grab all the Kong letters since I knew where they all were as a kid. And do it as quick as possible. Don't dilly-dally, don't die. You'll be fine. So I do my thing, and I'm feeling great. And I can't stop and wait around for this guy to show up because he's like the second to last competitor of the day. So I'm just like, okay, that's fine. I'll do my thing, and then I leave. The next day, it was on a Sunday, so the next day it was a Monday. I went to school. After school, I went to Blockbuster since it was closer to my house instead of the house to Blockbuster. So I go over there and I look, and I'm fully expecting to be #1. I'm thinking, I was like, man, how am I gonna get to the Bay Area? It's gonna be great being in the state championships and their state finals or whatever the hell it was back in the day. And when I see the scoreboard, I look at it and it didn't make sense to me. I could not figure out why I was #2. In my head, that was a mistake. There was no way that I should have been #2. And I look at the score. My score was 22,350. This guy's score was 22,540. He had beaten me by 190 points. I did not understand as a kid. As an 11-year-old, you're not gonna understand what's going on. So as I'm just staring at, and I guess I was staring at long enough for some worker to just finally ask me if I needed any help. And I looked to him and I'm like, how did this guy beat me? And he looked at me and he's like, oh, you're this kid? And I'm, he's like, you're he's like, yeah. And he's like, oh, you win, like free rentals for like a week or two or something like that. And I'm like, I don't care. How did this guy beat me? I was up so much, and I explained him the situation, what I've explained to you guys, and he couldn't tell me the answer. He's like, I wasn't working here yesterday, man. And I was like, well, who was? And he finds out, he looks, and he's like, no, well, no one that was working here worked there yesterday. And I said, fine, can I get, and I was like, asked him for the store number. And that walk back home was just pretty long, longer than it was when I first went to Blockbuster that first day of playing it. And it really sucked. Like, I wasn't even hurt by it, honestly. I mean, I remember what I was feeling. I was just more confused. Like, I still didn't understand how he beat me. And I never found out about it because apparently no one knew what that kid did to get so many points. I tried replaying that level many times. It was the cart level that they chose for the third one. It was the first stage for the first round, the underwater level for the second one, and it was the rail cart for the third. And I was thinking maybe there was some sort of secret passageway, the one that I've missed, but I could never figure it out. And to this day, I never have. But yeah, that was my first video game tournament of all time. Man, I really went on, didn't I? So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. If not, leave comments down below on what I can do to make these more enjoyable for you. If you guys want me to talk about anything in particular, comments, blah 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 blah. Anyways, I gotta get going. There's some sort of demon after us. I don't know. These guys are just talking about their feelings too much. Whatever. I'm out of here. Later, guys.